Hi, and welcome to today's practice here on the Yoga by Candice YouTube channel. Today we're going to just be doing a gentle movement for the entire body. So if you've woken up and feeling kind of stiff, or you've been sitting for a long period of time, you're just kind of wanting to move and feel really good, this is the practice to do. We're going to start in child's pose. So come down onto your shins and extend your arms out away from you. Your knees can be wide or they can be together, whatever feels really good to you. Begin to press down into your palms. Maybe see if you can get a nice stretch through your chest and armpits. Reach your hips back towards your heels and just take a deep breath in through your nose. And out through your mouth. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Big breath in through your nose. As you breathe in, feel your ribs expand laterally. And exhale. One last time. Deep breath in through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Rise up onto your fingertips, look ahead. Take your left arm underneath your chest. Your right arm will stay out in front of you. And lower down onto the left side of your head. Little stretch, little twist here rather. And then as you breathe in, begin to rise back up. Take your left arm out in front of you. Right arm will come underneath, palm faces up. Right side of your head goes down onto the mat. And just notice how that feels on your upper back. And as you breathe in, find your way back to center. And rise up onto all fours. Curl your toes and send your hips back towards your heels. And then come forward, shoulders over wrists. So we're going to keep this kind of dynamic. We're not going to hold it for too long. As you send your hips back towards your heels, see if you can press all 5 toes down into the ground. Get a little stretch across the bottoms of your feet. And then the next time you come forward, we'll pause and hold there and add in some cat-cows. So breathe in, lift your head, lift your tailbone. Breathe out, round your back as you push the ground away. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Breathe in, lift up, look up. Breathe out and push the ground away, creating some space between your shoulder blades. One last time, breathe in, lift your heart, lift your tailbone. Exhale, breathe out, round your back. Then curl your toes, find a neutral spine. We're just going to hover the knees off the mat about 2 inches or so. So hold here. Feeling your core begin to power on. You're not sinking through your shoulders. You're actively pushing the ground away. Hold here. And lower the knees down. Then lift your hips up and back. Find your way into your first downward facing dog. Always feels nice to find a little movement here through the hamstrings. So feel free to pedal out your knees, wiggle your hips, shake your head, whatever feels good. And then in a breath or two, we'll settle into stillness. Continually pushing the ground away by pressing into the palms. Breathe in and sweep your right leg up and back, and then bend your right knee and open up the hip. Continue to push the ground away with your palms. See if you can reach your left heel even further towards the mat if it's not already there. And then on your next inhale, swing your right knee out to the side and step your right foot towards the front of your mat. Remember, if you get stuck, you can just use your right hand to help it come forward. Lower your left knee down onto the ground, breathe in and rise up. Send the hips forward as you lean forward with the hips and then lean back with the upper body. Exhale, we'll extend the front leg out in front of us. Reach your arms back behind you, intending to straighten the leg as much as you can, and then breathe in. Lift your heart, look up, lean back as the hips come forward. Then send your hips back behind you, neutral spine, intend to straighten your leg. On your next breath in, lift the arms up to the ceiling. You're going to spin on your back knee, straighten your front leg so it's now pointed towards the long end of your mat. Send your left arm down to the back of the mat and reach your right arm up and overhead. Send your hips forward and lean back with your upper body. Then inhale, use your right oblique strength to rise up. Send your right hand down to the right leg. Reach your left arm up and over. Look out underneath your left armpit. Inhale, rise back up to neutral. Spin so you're facing the front of your mat. Take your hands down to the ground. Lift up and back, downward facing dog. A little wiggle of the hips or pedal of the legs. We'll get ready to do that whole thing over one more time, but on the other side. So as you breathe in, sweep your left leg up and back. Bend your left knee, open up the hip. Reach your left heel toward your right glute. Push into the ground with both palms. And inhale, swing the left leg out to the side and the left foot comes towards the front of your mat. Lower your right knee down. Inhale, rise up. Send your hips forward as you lean back through your upper body. Reach your arms back behind you as you intend to straighten your front leg. Doesn't matter how straight it gets. As long as you feel that stretch through the back of your left leg, you're good. Breathe in, lift up, lean back with your upper body. Core is strong. Send your arms back behind you as your hips go back. Maybe spread the left toes. And as you breathe in, rise up to neutral. We'll spin on the right knee. Left leg extends and toes are pointed towards the long edge of your mat. We'll reach the right hand down to the back of the mat. Send your left arm by your ear, reaching up and over. Hips go forward, your upper body leans back. Find a nice stretch here if you can. And as you breathe in, use your left oblique strength to rise up. Sending the left hand to the left leg, reaching the right arm up and over. Take your gaze out underneath your right armpit. As you inhale, rise back up, spin on the back knee. Facing forward, hands come down to frame the front foot. Lift up and back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, rise up onto your tiptoes, bend your knees and step or hop to the front of your mat. Breathe in, lengthen up halfway. Breathe out, melt your upper body over your legs, let your head hang heavy. Ground down through your feet, rise all the way up, arms come up overhead, maybe a little lean back, then arms by your side. Finding your way into Utkatasana, chair pose. Bring your hands to heart center, bend down even more. We'll add a little twist here. So hook the right elbow to the outside, left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Then inhale, rise back up to center. Take it over to the other side. Inhale up to center. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen up halfway. Hands can come to your shins. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into a plank position. Lower down halfway. Breathe in, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next breath in, rise up onto your tiptoes. Come forward so the knees are hovering off the mat. You're actively pushing the ground away, just like we did at the beginning. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees down. Inhale, rise up onto your shins. Hands are coming back behind you, fingers pointed down towards your calves. Press your hips forward as you lean back, look up. Lift up out of the chest. And exhale, lower down into child's pose. Inhale, rise up onto your fingertips and walk your hands over to the right. So your right hand is off the mat, left hand is almost off the mat. Then lower your chest back down towards the ground and send your left armpit out to the left. Push a little more firmly into the left palm. See if you can find a nice stretch to your left lat. As you inhale, rise back up. Walk your hands over to the left. Left hand off the mat, right hand almost off the mat. Press firmly into your right palm. Send your right shoulder out to the right. And then walk your way back to center. See if you can reach your elbows down to the ground, and if so, see what happens when you press your palms together and lift your hands up. Little stretch for your triceps there. Hands can come back towards your head. And then inhale, begin to rise up. Finding a comfortable seat. That is our practice today. Thank you so much for moving with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time here in the Yoga by Candace YouTube channel.